Namaste. I, Professor Anand Chaudhary, working in the topmost universities of India, namely the Banaras Hindu University, having second rank in the ranking of the Government of India, is before you, specifically to the international communities who are having interest in Ayurveda, of course, in other words, Ayurvedic medicines too. My aim to come to reach to you is that one should know very carefully what is Ayurveda, and equally that what therapeutic product may be called as Ayurvedic medicine. Dear friends, in the international arena, in all the 5 continents, right from the America, Arabia, Asia, Europe, Australia, everywhere the word Ayurveda is not unknown. People are aware about it. Governments are aware about it. WHO is aware about it. NIH is aware about it. European Union MHRA is aware about it. There are the EU directives. But the question is here what I am raising before you in this series and almost in the next series too. Okay, what are the legal definitions? What are the practical definitions? What are the real sense approach to get Ayurvedic medicines from India or anything you prepare in your respective country, and can you call that Ayurvedic medicines, or you will say in your terminology something different as per the law of land of your country? So these are some very focus points where I want your attention, where I request your attention, because the definition of Ayurveda, the science of life, is really very much varying. There is a different courses running in Ayurveda, online, offline, in all 5 continents, and some of them are very good, very systematic. I appreciate that they are teaching Ayurveda, but most of them are modifying, deviating, and commercializing the Ayurvedic system of the medicine, which a real Ayurvedist from the country of Ayurveda, that is India, may not appreciate. How these can be balanced, how the global citizens should be benefited in the real sense, that is the question. So first of all, how many countries have recognized Ayurveda as a system of medicine? Yes, the site of the Ministry of Ayush Government of India is telling us that there are 29 countries which have given recognition Ayurveda as a system of medicine. But in the same way, in the same breath, I have to quote, even all these 29 countries have not recognized the Ayurvedic medicines legally certified in India as medicine in their respective countries. The number is almost half, 16. So it is not only the ahar, vihar, yoga, pranayam, good lifestyle that is enough capable to take status of your health. Sometime at some point there is a need to take medicines, and medicine means Ayurvedic medicines. So today in my first episode before you, I wish to classify, I wish to introduce you that what is the legal division of Ayurvedic medicine in the country India as per the law. Friends, the Drug and Cosmetic Act 1940, it simply means that this act was made in the primary stage before independence of India. It was the Drug Act 1920, then which was again defined 1935, then 1940. Why this act was made? Very interesting story. Some in the First World War, some businessman of the Europe started supplying calcium carbonate in the name of the chloroquine to the African countries to make money. But there are always good people everywhere. Then Sir Lord Henry, member of the House of Lords, he put the bill to check this malpractice, and that was known as the Drug Act 1920, in which he made a provision for the quality and standards of the drug, allopathic drug, that the chloroquine is the chloroquine, not calcium carbonate, and if anyone is supplying calcium carbonate, that should be penalized. This is the beginning of this act. Meanwhile, India got the independence, and the Ayurveda system of medicine is always here as a recognized system of the medicine. But in the Drug and Cosmetic Act, it was included in the chapter 4th in the 1964. And then all those divisions has been quoted there. So here is the two things, the classical Ayurvedic medicines, and another group is the patent and proprietary Ayurvedic medicines. My international friends, I wish to make you understand very humbly that today you just try to get the difference between these two categories of Ayurvedic medicines being produced in India, marketed in India, as well as at globe. So what you call as a classical Ayurvedic medicines and what therapeutic product you will call as a patent and the proprietary Ayurvedic medicine, it's a matter of understanding. See, this is the book which is available even on the net, Drug and Cosmetic Act 1940, 27th edition, very recent edition. And in this book, under the section 3, these two definitions are given, the classical Ayurvedic medicines as well as the patent and proprietary Ayurvedic medicine. Here the word patent is confusing. It is not that patent which is the Patent Act in 1970 or the Patent Act 1911 or the amendments with the Patent Act 2005 and 9, etc. That is not related with the patent. It is only the copyright in the proprietary medicines. Right? So here come to the classical Ayurvedic medicines. So fundamentally here we have 1,000-year-old books which are listed in the Act under the Schedule 1st, and these are known as the authoritative Ayurvedic textbooks, and these are 55 in the number, 54 is in the number, and it includes almost every famous book of the last 2,000 years, 3,000 years. So classical Ayurvedic medicines are those medicines which are prepared in accordance of these authoritative textbook notified by the government of India. There is more than 100 Ayurvedic classics practiced in India, but not all that. Only these 54 which has been notified by the government of India in this act under the Schedule 1st. Formulations quoted under those, and if a medicine is being prepared with the ingredients quoted there in the same proportion as well as the same manufacturing method, that medicine is known as classical Ayurvedic medicines. For example, Triphala Churna. For example, Chyawanprash. For example, Avyarist. For example, Ichavedi Ras. For example, there may be your Lavana Bhaskar Chun. So all these are the classical formulas quoted in our authoritative textbook before 1000 years, before 500 years, because this list contains the books of the 500 year also. Question is only that the ingredient must be the same, the intermediary proportion of the ingredients must be the same as per the authoritative textbook, and the manufacturing method. Yes, you may apply the technology, and that product is the classical Ayurvedic medicines. Their method of licensing, their scope is something different. The manufacturers of Ayurveda are hesitating to prepare these in a bulk amount because they want their own branding. This may be the like that ki why I should make Triphala Churn. Triphala Churn is the Triphala Churn may be made by the many companies. Likewise. So this is the one category. Another category, that is the section 3H. Section 3H of the Drug and Cosmetic Act 1940. Patent and the proprietary medicine. See here. Yeah, I am reading first the definition of the section 3A after the classical Ayurvedic medicines. So please be attentive. Ayurvedic Siddha Ayurvedic drugs includes all medicines intended for internal or external use for or in the diagnosis, treatment, mitigation or prevention of the disease or disorders in human being or animals, and manufactured exclusively in accordance with the formulae described in the authoritative books of Ayurveda, Siddha Ayurvedic system of medicine is specified in the first schedule. Yes, the same thing. Now come to the section 3H, patent and proprietary medicines. Here, remember friends, what we studied now, that the formulae given into the authoritative textbooks of India, authoritative textbooks of Ayurveda listed in the schedule first. Any ingredients of those formula you just pick out of the same therapeutic profile and mix them and present them in a new form, even in the new dosage form, except the parenteral dosage form, that is the proprietary medicines. Here is the only one compulsion, that is the ingredient of that particular proprietary medicine must be quoted in any formulae of those 54 books. And you can take any number of ingredients, 9, 10, leave 52, G32, any number of. So in that way, when you are making a drug, mixing 5 drugs or the 50 drugs and presenting in a form of a tablet or the capsule or the ointment or the oil or the anything thing like that, all the dosage forms practiced into the Ayurveda. I shall discuss all these things in the next series. What are the dosage forms in Ayurveda, how many dosage forms are, and what are the merit and demerits of all those dosage forms. But here first I am emphasizing the rules and the regulations, because in every country this land of the law is law of the land is very important, and you have to face first the same thing. So in India, 2 varieties of Ayurvedic medicines are available. One is the classical Ayurvedic medicines, their licensing and this process is different. Another one is the proprietary Ayurvedic medicines, their licensing method is different. The certification is different. Certification of the classical medicines and the proprietary medicines under the GMP is almost same, but other from the QCI or from other regulatory agencies, the Ayush standard, Ayush premium, there are the different criteria. The WHO GMP is a different criteria. So when you are importing Ayurvedic medicines from India to your country for your practice, for your uses, personal uses, you must be knowing what I am taking. The classical Ayurvedic medicines as per the classics of Ayurveda, the old textbooks of Ayurveda, or some new formulation with some new researches, that is the proprietary Ayurvedic medicines. That's the aim of my today discussion with you, my today interaction with you. and laws for these two, even in India, are different. And day by day, when we are progressing, everywhere some compromises for the commercial purposes. The government of India is looking towards the section 3H, and rule 158 has been introduced. I shall come to you what is rule 158 and what are the parameters there to ensure the quality and the safety and the therapeutic efficacy of the medicines. Because if any new ingredient you are adding into the proprietary medicine which is not quoted into the Ayurvedic classics or the Ayurvedic formula, one cannot aid without the research. Yes, you have to do the research, you have to generate the data for that particular plant, then only you can add that into the proprietary Ayurvedic medicines. If it is not quoted, that particular plant is not quoted into the classical Ayurvedic medicines. So, my dear friends, so this is just a beginning. Here I always wish to have your opinion, your questions in my mail or WhatsApp. My WhatsApp number is the 94520-74480. Once again I repeat, 94520-74480. Just point out your introduction and write your question, and in this series I shall try my level best to answer you what I am knowing with my 30 year of the experience in the field, in which 30 year many things about the laws, rule and regulations, the international regulations, right from the US FDA and the NCCIH and the EU directives 81, 84 and the TGA Australia, all are my favorite points of discussion, being a student of this in my classes of the 30 year. And I wish to see the Ayurvedic medicines all over globe as a recognized system of the medicine, and together with the combining each other and helping each other, you the lover of Ayurveda, you the having faith in the Ayurveda and Ayurvedic medicines from the international arena, we can reach to get this goal. Friends, not only this, I shall also come to you with my other videos on the YouTube channel, that is the brush the bushes, because certainly very in a conspirating way, I can say, yes, I can say it, with the conspiracy. Many people have defined Ayurveda in a very wrong way internationally. You should know what is the real Ayurveda of the country India, and how the Ayurveda may be modified as per your own country, as per its keeping its fundamentals intact. And that is the point which I shall address, including the Indian situation. That is the point which I cover under my interaction with you under the heading of brush the bushes beyond the boundaries. All things which is not proper, appropriate in the light of Ayurveda, that we have to rid of. And finally, the third series will be trained with the tradition. Whatever the science, developed science, and how it can be adapted into the Ayurveda philosophy, keeping the things uncompromised, that will be the third. Because you see, and perhaps you must be knowing that the Samhitas written in that period, 1000 years ago, is not the same which was in the 18th or the 17th century. After each 300 years, after each 250 years, 400 years, there are the amendments with the contemporary knowledge. And that is the continuous progress, dynamism, progressive steps to get the things done. And that is the academia which must be go on, so must go on. Whatever the things have been developed into the last 100 years about the human body, human physiology, why not Ayurvedic principles? And Ayurvedists are applying all that and servicing the global citizens. So with all these things, I shall be with you. I shall welcome your queries and try to answer by more deep studies, and apart from this my 30 year of the experience. And certainly a day will come when the WHO, which is publishing the benchmark of Ayurveda, will publish the Ayurvedic Pharmacopoeia of India, like the International Pharmacopoeia of India. That is my dream point. A publication from WHO under the International Pharmacopoeia of India with the Ayurveda section. Yes, that must be with the help of you all. And for that, we have to work together, and we are starting today. So, today is just when you are visiting India, when you are ordering any medicine from India, try to get the difference, the classical Ayurvedic medicines and the patent and proprietary Ayurvedic medicine. Nowadays, the patent and proprietary are occupying 80% market. Just 20% market is of the classical Ayurvedic medicines. The new researches and the new methodology is on there. So, if you see the label, there on the label it is always patent and proprietary Ayurvedic medicine. That is the section 3H. That is the recent research. But if you go to the section 3A, classical Ayurvedic medicine, that is 1,000 years old research. The diagnosis is if proper, then you can see the result of therapeutic product under the classical Ayurvedic medicines. In the same way, the proprietaries are also not bad. No, not at all. They are also working very good. So, the proprietary as well as the classical Ayurvedic medicines, we have to differentiate these two, and certainly in the next series I shall be with you on these different rule regulations of your country, how they are giving exemptions of the 30 year or the 15 year existence in the market, and how they are not permitting the Ayurvedic medicines in the US market as medicine, but diet supplements are available, and in the Arabian countries or the African countries whatsoever. For today, I think it is sufficient, and I need your questions, I need your suggestions to get published the International Pharmacopoeia of India Ayurveda from WHO in coming years. Thank you, namaskar.